Having poor mental health sucks. Having depression sucks. Can't get out of bed. Not a fun time. Having the blues. Really awful to go through. I'm not a mental health advocate, however, I do talk about mental health and I share my own experiences in my keynote presentation. So I thought I'd expand on it as I go for a walk and tell you why I think going to see a psychologist is so important and how it's helped me. First off, I go to a psychologist once a month. I don't go to get well, I go to a psychologist to stay well. It's like going to the gym to work out to maintain massive pecs and awesome biceps. Obviously, I don't go enough, but I go to a psychologist literally to stay well, to stay on top of my mental health. And yeah, look, I have been through some really difficult times. I've had depression and it sucks. You can't get out of bed, you feel horrible, your brain plays tricks on you, telling yourself how bad you are and that you deserve to feel this bad. Look, it's not a fun time. And if you're going through it, I hope you get over the other side. Because, let's face it, but people take their own lives because of poor mental health. Lots of people lose the battle to mental health, and that sucks. Just so we're clear, I'm not a mental health professional. I'm purely just sharing my own experiences in the hope that it helps someone else. Something that I have learnt about me and myself, see, with Tourette syndrome, I had so many therapists. They actually turned me away. So many psychologists turned me away. Said, sorry mate, your problems aren't psychological, they are neurological. So it took me years to find a really good psychologist who actually stuck with me. And sometimes, honestly, I'll go not knowing what I'm going to talk about and be like, oh, I feel great. I don't know what I'm going to talk to him about. But he pries it out of me like a little Force Yoda guy who's got the Force from Star Wars. I have found going to a therapist once a month not only gives me a better mental health, sure, but it also changes my perspective on life. It changes my perspective on my work, my relationships, everything I go through. It makes me more productive. It gives me, you know what the biggest thing it's taught me? I hate feeling low. And as a guy, I feel as though our society for our whole lives has made us feel if we talk about mental illness, if we feel sad, if we're weak. If you have poor mental health, you're weak. And I've had that for so many years, right? It's only been in the later years in life that I've learned, no, feeling sad is normal. For years, I would avoid feeling sad, right? And I'd do everything in my power to feel happy. Everything in my power to feel happy. However, my psych recently was like, dude, you need to learn how to feel sad. Because I never understood it. So every time I felt sad, then I would double down and start hating on myself because I was feeling sad. So one of the biggest things therapy has taught me is how to experience all emotions. Not just to feel happier when I'm feeling sad, but to be able to feel sad without it being the end of the world. One of my biggest things was avoidance. I avoid feeling sad. Another great thing about therapy, what taught me about myself, is that I have been through depression, but that was situational depression. Something happened that caused me to be depressed, and then I had to get out of that. However, through my whole life, I have downs. I have periods of feeling really down. And I also have periods of feeling up, where I'm just like a million miles an hour, feeling so happy for like 2 to 3 weeks. And then there'll be a week where I'm down. But it took me so long to know that. I thought something was wrong with me. I just had to understand that's how I operate. That's my body, that's my brain, that's my life, that's just who I am, that's my personality. Going to a therapist helped me identify that and help me see it. So now, every time I feel down, I'm not like, oh, my world's gonna collapse. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right, I feel down now. Because, yeah, no fair, I've had a high for about 3 weeks. All right, time to put a movie on and feel like crap. The best thing about seeing a psychologist is that it doesn't fix you. It equips you with tools to fix yourself. And the biggest thing, I think it teaches you how to read your own body. A lot of people think going to a psychologist, that's it, one session, gone, I'm happy, la-di-da-di-da, rainbows and unicorns. That's not the case. The case is you're able to handle your own brain better than before. I'm not a mental health advocate, but I really truly believe that people learn from people. So hopefully, me putting this out there will help you understand your brain a bit more and give you the confidence to go see a psychologist if you need to. Now, being a male, my whole life, there's this weird mindset put on us by society by saying, if you feel sad, you're weak. if you speak up about your insecurities, you're weak. And I have felt that for a very long time. I'm spending lots of money in therapy, relinquishing that social pressure. And still to this day, I struggle to be sad. I struggle to say what I mean. I struggle to cry sad tears. Don't get me wrong. You put a video of like a soldier coming home, or like proposal videos, or like deaf babies hearing their parents for the first time. Oh, I'm crying like a little baby myself. But it's the sad videos. It's the sadness. That's where I struggle to cry. It's like my brain just goes, and like, hey Seamus, you should feel sad. Your grandmother just died. And I'm like, oh, what's that movie that I used to watch when I was 4? Yeah, it's weird. But hey, that's what psychology's for, right? But even putting this video out there, I've had to tell my own brain, hey, don't be embarrassed, because this is an important thing that not a lot of people are talking about. So I've had to literally argue against my brain, because I'm not gonna lie, starting this video, I was a little bit insecure myself. Like, oh no, people are gonna think you're weak. You're not as tough. Oh, you shouldn't be talking about that because it makes you look silly. I've literally had to correct that way of thinking, because we're all humans. We all have emotions. A lot of people pretend that they don't have certain emotions, like me. But the reason why I wanted to put this video out is because we are all humans and we all feel the same stuff. But I feel a lot of us go through life pretending not to feel and avoiding those feelings. And in the last 12 months, my therapist has helped me tenfold of experiencing emotions and not freaking out going through the little dips that my body naturally likes to go through. And the way I look at it is like, hey man, I have pretty big highs. Like, my highs are massive. I'm super hyperactive. I get over the top happy and I'm super productive. But then there are times where I'm super anxious. I feel really down and I get really upset and hate myself. But that comes with it. You know, you can't have the good without the bad. And to me, I've just had to learn to accept that's what I am, that's who I am. And seeing a therapist has helped me so much in that area. You know what's also really funny when you make these videos? Another thing that I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't make it in public. Because people walk past and you're like, you should see a psychologist. So whatever this person is thinking about me, like, they're probably like, who is that absolute psycho in the park? He's talking about bloody depression. So look, I'm a true believer of you've got one life, so live it to the best of your capability. And if seeing a psychologist is going to help you live even better, then why not? That's my approach. I am trying to live a life of abundance in every area. And therapy has helped me achieve that by like 10%. So I'm gonna keep going. And now look, so many people say therapy isn't for everyone. And that's fine, man. You're on your own journey. Go nuts. Do whatever you need to do. But I felt I needed to make this video because I talk about my mental health journey, and because I bring up mental health in my presentation, I feel as though I need to expand on it a little bit more. Now, working in the media, working in radio, working in television, anytime mental health, suicide, or depression is ever brought up, you legally must list the number for Lifeline. I can't remember the Lifeline number. And I don't know if that's a YouTube rule, but that's why I think this is a really important video to make. Because there's so much trauma attached to just the word suicide. There is so much trauma just attached to the word depression. There is so much trauma attached to sadness. We are humans. We all feel sad at some point. Seeing a therapist has helped me go through that emotion I try to avoid. So I really hope you don't think I'm some sort of like one of those guys that's my Tourette's, by the way. I really hope you don't think I'm one of those guys who tries to ram like mental health down your throat. I'm not that at all. But I like to be honest. And I feel being honest is the best policy. So I thought I'd make this video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe. Hopefully there'll be more. Or I'll get really bored and over this whole YouTube project and you'll never hear from me again. Tune in to find out.